Alright, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we are going to be discussing Gen 5 and my favorite Pokemon from the Unova region. So that's going to be Black and White and Black 2 and White 2. So let's just hop right on in and get discussing. Off with number 1, the starter type Pokemon. We're going to be going with Samurott. Now, just if I'm being really honest, Gen 5 is one of the few generations where I just do not really care for the starters that much. It's not that they're bad. It's just it's just something about them that I just like. I don't particularly care for. Again, going back with especially with Emperor. It was a firefighting type again. Like I said, the third generation in a row from 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 3, 4, and 5. Where I was just like, I don't want that anymore. And honestly, its design, it's fine, but I just didn't really care for it. Snivy into Superior. It's all right. In all honesty, in my opinion, Samurott is the best design out of all three of them. You know, you start off with that adorable little Oshawott, and then Duat. Duat. I don't know. You can correct me down below. And then finally into Samurott. What's cool about him is just like in the shows and basically wherever they do more than just the sprite, dude stands up on 2 legs and he draws out like swords out of his shells, and just he's a samurai. You're just like, nah, I can stand it on 4 feet, or I can just stand up and just slash you up. Old unicorn-looking ass was just like, you know, just about to go and stab a motherfucker. And honestly, that's just something that's like I said, I think that's really unique. I don't want to even say unique. It's just honestly better than the other 2 starters. Yeah, honestly, with this one, it's kind of hard to find a lot good to talk about it, just because it's just, like I said, the Gen 5 starters, I just don't really care for them all that much. They're just, in all honesty, they're probably the... Anyways, number 2, it's going to be the Bug Poison type Scolipede. Now, with Scolipede, again, this goes back to this was if I'm remembering correctly, this was around Gen 5 is when they introduced some really, really good bug type Pokemon, and honestly made them become a favorite of mine. Up until Gen 5, the bug type, with the only exception for me being was Butterfree, and that was just because Ash is Butterfree. The bug types, I didn't really care for them at all. I was just like, oh, this isn't any fun. This isn't useful or anything. Gen 5, they introduced a couple good ones, Galvantula and Scolipede, which I remember when I first caught one, I was just like, okay, this is interesting. And I remember it being used against me in some gym battles and stuff, and I was just like, okay, you have my attention. And then when I finally caught one and I leveled it up from Venipede, I can't remember its pre-evolutions. In fact, Venipede. It looks interesting. It looks very interesting. It starts off as just like a regular old caterpillar or centipede, centipede, because millipede, centipede, Venipede, and then it evolves into Whirlipede, which is just like a little, basically what happens when a centipede just rolls up, and then finally when it evolves into Scolipede, it becomes Jesus Christ. It evolves into it's 8'2". Oh my God, that is terrifying. That is horrifying. Okay, yeah. And then it's, going back to how I was talking about Muck in the first video, there's also a poison type Pokemon, which, that's one of my favorite, that is one of my underrated favorite types. I really enjoy the poison type Pokemon, a good bit of them actually. And it's just, I remember it being so useful and just so, I just had so much fun using him that I just, if I ever go back and play some of the Gen 5 games, or if I'm playing through and I just want to use one, it's definitely going to be up there and what I'm going to use. I'm going to use one if I feel like it. It's not like if I was forced to use one, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'll be like, yes, I get to use this Pokemon, which I really enjoy. And number 3, we're going to have the ground steel type Pokemon, Excadrill. Um, Something about Excadrill I just really liked. But anyway, something that I really liked about Excadrill is just, ground steel. It was, for me, this was like the first time I ever actually got to use a ground steel type Pokemon, because I was never able to get a Steelix when I was younger. Just because, I don't know, me and my best friend played all the time, but for some reason, I don't think we could ever find a metal coat to use it, and to make a Steelix from Onyx. And so this one was just like the first time that I was able to actually use this, because it evolves from Drillbur and it automatically becomes a ground steel. I really enjoyed it just because I don't know, I just always like, for some reason, I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but I'd usually try to make them a little bit faster, just to go around and just like kind of blitz everybody, and all this other good stuff. And I just remember really liking its design as Drillbur, because it's like this little derpy thing with the, like, Edward Scissorhand type deal, and then it evolves into Excadrill, which is just like it reminds me a lot of like one of the early Digimon shows. Just the fact that he like can do like this number right here and just turn into a drill, like, or at least that's how I always imagined him doing it. It's just like basically bringing his hands together, putting his head on top, and then just literally basically drilling through, like old school Looney Tune type shit. And I remember him coming in clutch. He came in clutch to some good battles of mine whenever I was first played through it. Again, this like Gen 4 and Gen 5 is probably around the time that I kind of grew out of Pokemon. And by that it's like I was just at a point where I was just like, I don't really know. Now, obviously, as you can tell, because I got Pikachu right there. Oh no, my boy. And my boy right there. Now it's one of these things. It's like even with a lot of franchises, there are times where I'm just like, if it's not new, like if there's not a new entry in it or whatever, I can go back and I'll play it, but it's just usually that new one that reinvigorates my love for the series. And so it's just the same each and every time. It's like, so like I said, just long story short, Gen 4 and Gen 5 was kind of when I was just like, Pokemon, whatever. I think it came out when I was a senior in high school, or at least maybe not a senior. I think I was somewhere in high school, and I was just like, I played it just because I enjoyed it. I loved it as a kid, but it was just like one of those things. I was just like, I don't know why am I playing Pokemon? But even then, I just remember liking Excadrill. I just remember something about him. It was just one of those things that's just hard to explain. I just really enjoyed him. Number 4 is going to be probably, if I had to take a guess, probably my most controversial pick in this series of videos, and that is going to be poison type named Carpador. Yeah. Oh man. Honestly, I just think he's fucking adorable. Yes, yeah, I know. He's literally a giant pile of garbage. But he's my pile of garbage. I just think, like I said, especially as Trubbish or Trouble, yeah, Trubbish, he's just a trash bag Pokemon, and they somehow managed to make that one of the most adorable fucking things I've ever seen in my fucking life. Even if it's made of garbage, part of me just wants to hug it, give it a big old hug. I know I'm gonna smell horrible afterwards. I know I'm gonna smell horrible afterwards, but I don't care, man. That shit, he just looks so derpy that I love it. I just love it. I mean, like, yeah, that's all I can say. It's just, I think he's adorable, and I will die on this hill. Next up, we have the Electric Thunderbolt Pokemon, Zip Striker. Now, one of the main reasons why I love Zip Striker is because this was my first official shiny. And what I mean by that is like, I'm not counting the red Gyarados from Like a Rage, because that's, everybody gets that, or everybody has seen that. It's not that special. If you played the Gen 2 games, yeah, the remakes, the Gen 2 games and the Gen 4 remakes, everybody has an access to a red Gyarados. But I remember seeing it for the first time, and I didn't know what it was, and I was just like, what's this? And when I saw it and I looked it up, it was like, holy shit, yes. Oh, hell yeah, yes. I love it. And I had that with me for a very long time, up until a few years ago when I had to transfer to, I think it was a Pokemon X game. My dog got a hold of my cartridge and chewed it out. It had so many good things on there. I had a Victini from like a used copy of Black 2 or one of the Gen 5 games on that I transferred up. I had, like, again, my shiny Zeb Striker, and I loved that thing. I remember just giving it flame charge and like Thunderbolt and some shit like that, and just like speeding up, Thunderbolt or Thunder or whatever, Thunderstomp, something, stuff like that. And I just remember I was devastated. Again, I was out of high school at this point. I was in tears because I was so upset. I was so pissed off that I literally like just forced my dog to go into her cage for like the entire day. I fed her, I took her out, let her feed her, obviously. I'm not heartless. But since she got done eating, she went back in that cage because I just didn't want to look at her, man. But I just remember just being in love with that Pokemon because I was just like, holy shit, this is the first time I've ever gotten one. And I was just so happy. And that, I remember being so happy, and I loved it. And I'm still salty about that shit to this day. That had to be like 4 or 5 years ago. Oh god, yeah, that had to have been a few years ago. Well, yeah, no, I've had my dog for about close to 6 years. Yeah, close to 6 years at this point. So that still breaks my heart every single fucking day I think about it. But I just really love the fact that that was the first shiny that I've ever like legitimately officially got. Last but certainly not least, we have the automation Pokemon Golord. Yeah, Golurk. Golurk. Yeah, I don't know. Golurk. That's what I call it. Anyway, I don't know his real name because I always call him Gurren, based off of one of my, if probably not my favorite anime of all time, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. It's a ground ghost Pokemon that looks like a giant robot. I mean, honestly, I feel like I don't even have to explain why that's so fucking cool, and how is that not... I don't know, like I said, I don't ever really see a lot of talk about Golord, or Gurren. I'm just going to call him Gurren from now on. So if I ever reference Gurren, It's either I'm talking about this Pokemon or I'm talking about the series. But I don't understand why that's not. I just don't understand why that's not talked about more. It's really uniquely designed. Great lore because apparently it's been alive for over thousands of years. It was made by an ancient civilization that they can't even replicate the power source that uses them. And it's pre-evolution Gullet, or I'm just gonna call him a Logon, pre-evolution Logon, and I don't care. He's just like this little bulgy little robot. It's just like I just imagine whenever it's just like a puffer, like in the Knights of the Old Republic. Whenever you use the space suits and you're just like on your tippy toes like this, and you're just like poo 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 poo. That's just how I've always imagined it walking, and it evolved, and it's just like evolves from that little do 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 like do 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 to like this, and I love it. I love it. Whenever I play the Gen 5 games, I always make sure this is one of the few Pokemon that I make sure I get. Like, I literally go out of my way to make sure that I don't have anything else that's going to be used, that I don't have anything else that could take its spot. Because I'm going to use him, he's going to be on my team. Or, well, by God, be damned, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna fucking do it. He is gonna be on my team. Okay? That's really about it. Alright, and that's it for today's video. Comment down below. Let me know what are some of your favorite Pokemon from the Gen 5 games. What do you think of mine? Let's try to get this discussion going. Also, real quick, just as a side note, as you can tell, my mic's not where it's usually been at. I've decided to move it off to the side over here, just to try something different out. So, let me know how did it sound. Let me know if I should move it back up there. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all later.